Hi everyone, Heather here with astrologywithheather.com, and I am back with another weekly forecast. This one is for Monday, October 26th, all the way through to Sunday, November 1st of 2020. And this week is kind of a crazy week. This is a week where literally anything can happen. We have a big, powerful full moon on Halloween day in the sign of Taurus in a super exact conjunction with the planet Uranus, which is a planet that brings things that are completely wild, completely unexpected, out of the blue, and it causes us to have to change course. And so this is a time where we might be feeling like we're reaching this culmination point, and then all of a sudden something comes in and it changes our plans completely. Or this could be a time where we've been feeling really stuck or really frustrated in a certain area of our lives, and this full moon illuminates the need to rebel against our current circumstances. And so that's what we're going to be discussing in today's forecast. But before we get into that, I do want to just let you know, especially for those who are new to my channel, the way that I structure my videos is that I always do a 5 to 10 minute general forecast first. This is actually very important to listen to, so please don't skip it because it provides an important context for the more personal reading that I'm going to be giving you for all 12 signs. Speaking of which, for the all 12 sign forecast, I highly recommend that you listen to your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your rising sign is going to be the most predominant energy. The sun sign will be secondary, and the moon sign is also important to listen to, especially if you're somebody with a strong placement in the sign of Cancer with your sun or rising, if you were born at night, or just in general, because it provides more of a subjective forecast where it gives, you have to kind of translate it to more that emotional subjective level, but it still is going to impact you. In addition to that, at the end of the video, I'm doing something new where I provide a brief rundown of the energies that we're going to be discussing in next week's forecast. So be sure to stick around for that if that's something that you're interested in. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I do one of these forecasts every single Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. All right. And so getting back to the general forecast, we have a few different things going on this week, but the main one, of course, is going to be this full moon. But I just wanted to mention that on Tuesday, we actually have Mercury and Venus moving into the sign of Libra. Mercury, of course, will be retrograding into the sign of Libra because we're deep into that Mercury retrograde season. We've still got Mars retrograde. We have Mercury retrograde. And so it's going to be moving back into the cardinal sign of Libra, and it's going to start to square that Capricorn energy of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And so that actually makes things much more intense and much more, it just makes things trickier and harder. And at the same time, Venus moving into the sign of Libra is going to add to that energy, especially later on down the line, like later in November, because Venus will actually start to square that Capricorn stellium. Venus is a benefic planet, and so when it makes squares to things, it doesn't necessarily manifest in a way that's overtly negative, but it is going to cause a little bit of tension in an area that's already quite tense. But especially this week, we're going to start to feel that mercurial energy. And so Mercury will start to square Saturn next week, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. And so there's definitely still some tension going on and some limitation, blockage, and restriction in a specific area of all of our lives, which we'll talk about in the forecast for all 12 signs. And I've been talking about in all of the forecasts for all 12 signs for several weeks now, if not months. But the main energy that's going to be happening this week is an energy of change, an energy of freedom, an energy of liberation, an energy of frustrations building up to their boiling point where we can no longer sit still, where we can no longer stay stagnant in a certain area of our lives, where we need to change something, or something is going to come in and change things for us. We could have both of those things going on this week very intensely, especially if you have a lot of fixed sign energy, which we, of course, will discuss in that all 12 signs forecast. But this is a powerful time where things are going to get a little turbulent. I like this energy, especially on Sunday, so the day after on November 1st, because we will have the moon trining all of those Capricorn planets. So it's kind of almost as if we change something. And even though it's not directly related to the hardships, the struggles, the delays, the stress that we're experiencing in this other area of our life, it provides us an outlet. It's almost like, okay, I feel better now because I got to change things up. I got to do that exciting thing. I got to rebel against some of the circumstances that felt really boring and mundane in my life. And so now I have this like fresh energy that will help me to deal with, or this fresh perspective because of the changes that will help me to deal with the more stagnant, more troublesome energies that I've had to work through and work really hard on these past few weeks. And so that's a part of this story as well. And as we get into Sunday, actually, we will have Mercury squaring Saturn exact. That's going to pretty much be going on through all of next week as well when Mercury stations. But there is an energy where we have mental blockages, where we're afraid to speak out, we're afraid to enact our plans, and where we will experience a lot more challenge around communication this week than we normally would, even with a Mercury retrograde. It's kind of like a quadruple Mercury retrograde when you have Mercury moving backward and squaring the sign of, or the planet Saturn, which prevents you from moving forward with things. It limits everything it touches. And so this is limitations and restrictions imposed on our ability to speak our minds, to speak freely, or to get our point across. And so this can cause a lot of challenges and especially delays in communications. Saturn brings delays. And so you might be waiting on an important message. You might be waiting on an important contract agreement, something like that to be coming up. And it just might not happen. It's going to really be dragging out these next couple of weeks. And that's something we'll definitely focus a lot more on next week, because that energy is going to be really big next week. But definitely you'll start to feel that this weekend. So in one area, it's like we're catapulting into something new, really frantically, really chaotically. Things are changing so rapidly. And then in another area of our lives, it's like we're still stuck and we're still waiting on something, right? So at least we get that freedom, that liberation in the one area of our lives before we have to kind of, or while we're dealing with that more stagnant energy, I guess. All right. And I just wanted to mention a couple of quick things. So first and foremost, next week, I am doing my Navigating 2021 Pay What Feels Good donation-based webinar, where we're going to be getting into all of the energies for 2021 that are going to be the biggest, the most important to pay attention to, so you can plan for success for the year ahead. And so the link to sign up is down in the description below. There's only a couple more days, 2 more days actually, to sign up to watch the live webinar. If you can't attend live, that's completely okay. A recorded version will be available 48 hours after the live event. And also make sure you pre-order my Winter Electional Astrology Guide. There are a lot more positive electional dates that we can work with through the winter season. Things are still a little dicey, so you're definitely going to want to make sure that you harness the best energies. If there is anything that you want to accomplish this winter, if you're going to be traveling, for example, if you're going to be planning an important event, if you're going to be planning something for the new year in January or February, where you want to launch into your New Year's goals or your New Year's intentions or your resolutions, this guide is going to help you to harness the best energies so you stick to those New Year's resolutions. And so you can find that down in the description below. If you pre-order prior to November 9th, you will get a discount and you will be one of the first to receive it, so you can start planning for your year ahead. Okay, and so that is my spiel there. So let's get into the forecast for all 12 signs. Of course, always beginning with Aries. And today I will try my best to actually pull up the right zodiac signs. Last week I was way behind and kind of a little haphazard with my astrological symbols and whatnot. Mercury is retrograding, of course, and it's retrograding. It's stationed right on my ascendant, and it's retrograding in my first house. So it has been impacting me a little bit more so. Okay, so this is the forecast for Aries and for Aries rising. And so for Aries, this is actually occurring in your financial houses. And so, especially coming into the end of this week, you could be experiencing some sort of shakeup, some sort of major change, or something that comes in that's really shocking, really unusual, very unexpected in the area of money and finances. This could be that, a new opportunity comes in really unexpectedly and helps you to shake things up and to bring in new resources. This could also be, some sort of major expense that comes in, or a bill, or some sort of financial dispute or disagreement that comes in. But typically this is an area where, because Uranus has been transiting the sign of Taurus for a couple of years now, it's an area where if you've already felt really stuck, really stagnant, really bored, really complacent in the area of money, material possessions, maybe you're fed up with being broke, maybe you're fed up with the way that you're creating resources, maybe you're fed up with having your money tied up with this, that, and the other thing, and not having the freedom to do what you want with your resources. If that's the case, this is going to bring that to a boiling point. You're going to be feeling that frustration tenfold, and it's going to highlight what you need to do to change things. And some stuff can come in from the outside to force your hand and create change for you as well, especially if you're holding on really tightly to material comforts and refusing or feeling resistance against making the changes you know that you need to make in order to ensure your financial freedom in the future. So, there could be a big surprise. There could be a big gift coming to you on a financial or physical level from the universe. But it could also just be a boiling point of frustration where it's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going to rebel and liberate myself from the way things have been financially. For Taurus and for Taurus rising. For Taurus, this is a big energy because it's in your sign, and Uranus has been transiting your sign for a couple of years now. And this is an energy where you yourself are going through a major shakeup, a major change, a major transformation. People in your life are probably like, hey, what is going on with this Taurus person here? They're usually very predictable. They usually show up in a certain way, and now they're saying things differently. They're doing things differently. They're not as consistent. They're behaving in ways that I don't expect, and that might make people very uncomfortable. And that discomfort might show this week, especially into the weekend around the Halloween, which is when this full moon is coming exact. This is a time where you're shedding your old skin. You're rebelling against any old conditioning that is not who you are, that is not connected to your truth and the way that you want to show up, your goals, your orientation, your direction in life. And, it doesn't really matter at this point what other people think about it. You're going to care a lot less about that, and you're going to be doing things in ways that are strange and unusual for you, and that might ruffle other people's feathers. And that might be a big energy this weekend. You might have some shocking or surprising news that comes in that completely changes your life on all levels, or changes your direction in life, especially if you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, anywhere from really, let's say 3 to 13 degrees in the sign of Taurus. Math, during a Mercury retrograde takes me a minute. But anywhere from 3 to 13 degrees in the sign of Taurus, you're going to be feeling this most intensely, especially around that 8th degree. And so if that is where you have your placement, you can definitely expect for things to feel a little bit more tense, a little bit more frustrating, a little bit more volatile. This is actually an energy that can bring up a bit of anxiety. It's a very restless energy. So that could be, a bit of an issue for Taurus rising people, especially where in your body you're feeling that energy, you're feeling that volatility, and you're feeling super restless, super ungrounded, and super anxious. Just know if that occurs around the time of the full moon, that it's not going to last forever. And so, just sit with it, do your breath work, and make the changes that you need to make, and roll with the punches if unexpected circumstances and surprises come your way this week. And for Gemini and for Gemini rising, this is an energy where it's more of an unconscious sense of rebellion. There's something that feels restless. There's something that's causing you to feel unsettled. And it could even be a subconscious need to rebel against your current circumstances that bubbles up to the surface via your dreams, your sort of subconscious realm, your imagination, or even through some form of meditation or hypnosis even. even, this would be an interesting time for Geminis to do a past life hypnosis session, because that 12th house energy is the energy that's associated with past life experience and the subconscious and going into these other realms in your own mind and in your own experience. And yeah, I feel like you would have some very unusual things come up or some unexpected surprises that could really change your life. But this is a time where mostly it's going to be like a restlessness that's going on behind the scenes. A lot of Gemini rising people toward the end of this week and into the weekend will probably have difficulty sleeping. They'll have difficulty sitting still. They'll have difficulty concentrating. There'll be like inspirations coming in from out of the blue, from out of nowhere. And there could be something really unexpected that comes up in your life as a surprise or as a shock that forces you to spend time on your own, to spend time in solitude, to spend time in seclusion, or to release or let go of a big karmic pattern in your life that's been holding you back and repressing you in some way. And so this is a time where you're going to be pulled out of the day-to-day sort of mundane experience, but you're going to be pulled more into the subconscious realms and even the spiritual realms. This could be a new form of spirituality or a new form of something really unusual that you feel like you want to start embracing or studying or exploring behind the scenes. And this could bring an unexpected secret to light, or this could cause you to understand something that had been kept hidden from you for quite some time, and it might be a bit of a shock, or it could even be one of your secrets that comes to light. So all of those things are a potential for Gemini rising. For Cancer and for Cancer rising. So for Cancers, this energy is happening in your 11th and in your 5th house. And so your 11th house is highlighted. There's been an energy where you've been seeking out more unusual connections with friends, networks, groups of people that you surround yourself with by choice, people who you wouldn't normally, prior to the past couple of years, associate with or seek out. And so that could be an energy that really comes to the surface. A new unexpected friendship could come up or be illuminated or highlighted in some way. A really important networking opportunity could come up and show up in a way that is very surprising to you. Or there could be an unexpected new connection that comes in romantically, that especially if it comes through your friends or your social networks. So if you're going out with friends for Halloween this weekend, you might meet someone new, and it could be a little bit of a surprise, or it could be somebody who you never would have considered prior to this time, but maybe you're feeling excited about or an attraction toward if you're single. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a love relationship, but there could be just a new friend or an unexpected connection that shakes things up and changes your worldview in some way. This is also a time where if there's an opportunity to connect with people via the internet, or to do something where you're connecting with groups of people through technology, this could work out for you in surprising ways, or this could bring shocking new experiences, information. I think that this could really benefit you in a lot of ways, but it would benefit you in ways that you wouldn't expect, or there could just be an unexpected opportunity to connect with a group of people, through technology in some way. And I think that's something that, you might want to take advantage of, because it could really shake you out of complacency. It could help you to shake free from old stuck patterns involving your friendships and your networks and the way that you deal with those relationships. And it can help you to form better connections and more liberating, exciting connections moving forward. Okay, and then for Leo and for Leo rising. So for Leos, this full moon is happening in your 10th house, which is the house of career and public reputation. Shocking developments, surprising new changes, unexpected opportunities, all sorts of very strange things can occur for you in the area of career this week, and especially into this weekend with this full moon highlighting Uranus and Taurus. This could literally just be your frustration with your current work, your current circumstances, your current career path bubbling up and becoming illuminated to the point where you can't ignore it anymore and you have to make a very dramatic change. This could also be an opportunity that comes up that forces you to make a change, or an unexpected issue that arrives that could force you to make a change when it comes to your career path, when it comes to something that you really thought was stable and static and that was sort of set up for the long haul. You might have to make some changes to your career plan plans. This could be, especially if you're somebody who's been feeling very limited, restricted, and really burdened by your career path, where it's gotten really boring and really mundane, and you're just feeling really frustrated and really restless in that area. This could provide an inspiration or an opportunity that allows you to branch out and do something much more independent. But this is about rebelling against your current circumstances, or even rebelling against an authority figure in your life. There could be a surprising either opportunity or something that shows up in a circumstantial way where you feel like you have to stand up for yourself, you have to shake things up, you have to rebel. It could cause a little bit of a ruckus in the workplace, but it's something that feels like it needs to happen, and that could lead to a substantial change in your job or your career path or your public reputation. It doesn't have to be career related. You could be like on the board in your HOA or something like that, and like the leader or whatever, I don't know how HOAs work, but the leader could, have an issue with you, and you could stand up and want to change the policy, and it could really cause like a big ripple effect. It doesn't have to be, with your career necessarily. It could just be with an authority figure, and you don't even have to be on the board. It could just be with the HOA people or something like that. So that's just one example, really specific, but authority figures, people who are in positions of power, there's a likelihood that those relationships are going to be shaken up, and you're going to have that frustrated energy. You're going to feel like you need to stand up for yourself. You need to assert your individuality or your independence in some way from that person or from that institution. All right, so for Virgo and for Virgo rising. So for Virgos, this is a really positive energy because it's happening in your 9th house, which is the house of perspective. It's the house of your beliefs about God, the universe, the world around you. And this could be an energy that shakes things up and really dramatically changes your mindset or changes your beliefs about something, where all of a sudden you just see the world in a completely different way. And it could be a shock to you. It could be shocking new information, a shocking new ideology or belief system, a shocking new teaching or information that's revealed to you that gives you a higher perspective that's very different. It's kind of like the veil drops and it's like, oh gosh, now how do I deal with this, right? How do I deal with my reality now that my old concept of reality has been sort of broken? But in a positive way. It's not like something that you can't deal with. It's something that you're going to understand and integrate into your experience, your path, your worldview moving forward. It's going to help to expand your mind or change your viewpoints of reality. This could also be an unexpected opportunity for travel, for connections with people in foreign countries. This could be a change to your travel plans if you have any in the works right now, but it could end up liberating you from something that was going to be really burdensome. So it can end up actually being a more positive thing. This could also be some sort of change or opportunity or something that comes in unexpected, involving an educational opportunity or a connection with a new teacher or something along those lines. But especially in the realms of travel and in the realms of information and perspective, this is going to be like a game-changing energy for a lot of Virgos, especially Virgo sun, moon, and rising signs. With your sun, moon, and rising anywhere between 3 and 13 degrees, especially near that 8th degree. Okay, and for Libra and for Libra rising. So for Libras, this energy is happening in your financial houses. And so this could be a big change or a shakeup, or maybe even an unexpected opportunity involving an investment, inheritance, an insurance payout, debt, taxes, other people's money, joint finances that you share with a partner or with a business partner. Something here has to change. This could be an area where you've been really frustrated. Maybe your resources are really tied up with somebody else's resources, be that like the bank or an actual human person that you know in real life, and you're just at your wit's end and you thought that it couldn't change. You thought that it was going to be stagnant or stable for a very long time, and now you're deciding that you need to do a 180. You need to completely overhaul this situation. You need to make those changes. This could also be that changes come in from the outside, or an unexpected situation comes in from the outside, either through like the IRS or through a debt collector or through, a banking institution or a credit card company or something like that, where something unexpected comes up and shakes things up and causes a disruption financially. But this could also be a financial opportunity where a very new, exciting opportunity comes in for you to invest your resources in some way, or an opportunity to get money from an outside source comes in. This is also an energy where Libras are likely to feel a lot more restless or anxious, but it's kind of like you can't pinpoint where that anxiety is coming from. It's probably coming from a past experience, a past reality, a trauma that you have already sort of thought that you've worked through, or that you've already done some work on, but it's kind of coming back around, and you realize that you really have to change your mindset around something, or you have to dig deeper. You have to do some deeper psychological or emotional healing around those fears and anxieties. But this is an energy that it will bring changes. If you have been feeling stagnant, or if you need a powerful healing experience to liberate yourself from the power and control that fear has been holding over you, then this is a time where that's going to come up, and it's going to come up in a way that's completely random and unexpected. For Scorpio and for Scorpio rising, this full moon in the sign of Taurus on Halloween is going to be a big shakeup for you, because this is happening in opposition to your sign, with the sun in your sign, of course, in the sign of Scorpio right now, the Scorpio season. Happy birthday to all my Scorpio sun signs out there, by the way. If your birthday is near Halloween, this is a big year for you. You're going to have a lot of changes. I think in a positive way, at least for on this end of the full moon energy, but definitely a life-changing year where a lot's coming to a culmination point where you're going to really have to roll with the punches and be flexible. Uranus requires flexibility. But for all Scorpios and Scorpio rising and Scorpio moon signs, this is a big energy, especially if you're a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, anywhere from 3 or 13 degrees, especially near that 8th degree. This is going to bring a major shakeup, a major change involving your relationships. This could be an unexpected new relationship coming in like a whirlwind all of a sudden and just kind of knocking you off your feet. And it comes in a way that you didn't expect, or it's with a person you didn't expect. That doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be like a new collaboration opportunity, a new client, a new close one-on-one relationship, or a new friendship where it just shows up and it's like, whoa, where did this come from? I never would have really thought to, connect with this type of person or with this person specifically. But now that I have, it's really opened up my mind or liberated me in some way. If you are in partnership, there could be a major change coming to your relationship this week, especially toward the weekend. Or it could be that your partner surprises you in some way and it's really exciting and it shakes you out of your normal mundane routines in partnership. There could be a need to change or break or rearrange or even rebel against a current contract or agreement. If you are in negotiations with somebody, this is going to completely change the game, and it's like all of a sudden all the terms change and you have to completely rearrange everything and approach your strategy from a completely different perspective. But yeah, this is going to be a big week for changes, surprises, and unexpected circumstances to be showing up around relationships. For Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, oh my Sagittarius. I'm thinking of my husband when I'm looking at this, but so for Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, you're going to have a full moon in the sign of Taurus conjunct Uranus in the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of health, work, and daily routines. This is going to shake things up in very surprising and unexpected ways, especially in the workplace, in your work environment, in your relationships with your coworkers. For those of you who this is applicable for, there could be a need to do something rebellious, to assert your independence, to stand up for yourself, or to change something involving your work and your daily routines and involving your workplace or your work experience in some way. There could be a disruption to your work routines where new systems or something unexpected comes in and is implemented, and all of a sudden you're not working in the same capacity or in the same way. This could bring unexpected interactions with coworkers, or maybe even an unexpected job opportunity for some Sagittarius people. This could bring a shakeup to your health or an unexpected solution that's illuminated, that's very outside of the box, very unusual to help remedy an old health issue. And so the weirder the better. If it's something that you would never think about and that you never would normally do, and it shows up and you're like, this is weird, but it seems safe and I'm going to try it. This would be the time to do something like that. And this would be the time where something could come up, or an unexpected opportunity to connect with a healer or a healthcare professional who views things from a different way, and who can help you and guide you. The main thing for Sagittarius is, especially at the end of this week, your routines on a day-to-day basis are going to be completely shaken up. So if you're bored on a day-to-day level, this is definitely going to liberate you from that. It's going to show you where you need more freedom in your day-to-day routines and experience. And it's going to change things for you, I think, in a big way. So that's what's going on for Sagittarius. And for Capricorn rising, good news for Capricorns. This is hitting you in a very positive way, especially if you are a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, anywhere with your sun, moon, or rising between 3 and 13 degrees, especially near that 8th degree. You're going to be feeling this in the most positive way. And this is an energy where surprising things can come up that can help you to enjoy life, especially this weekend. This is a good weekend to go out there, have fun, do something creative, do something you're passionate about, have a really fun, exciting Halloween, connect with your friends, or do something romantic in partnership with somebody else, or connect with your kids. Do something really fun, exciting, outside of the box, very different with your children to celebrate Halloween. That would be one of the best ways to express this. And it's going to probably not go exactly as planned, but it probably will go even better. And you're going to have a lot of fun, and your kids are going to have a lot of fun, and it's going to really change your normal routines. But this is an energy where you're going to be feeling really inspired. You're going to be feeling like you need to shake things up or try something new that feels good to you, that helps you to express or to experience joy, that helps you to connect with that childlike energy within yourself. This is an unexpected opportunity to do something that you love, or that maybe you don't know that you love yet because it's so weird and outside the box for you. But once you try it, you're like, this is the thing. I'm going to be doing this for a while. Okay. And then for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So for Aquarius, this energy with the full moon is happening in your 4th house. This is the house of home, family, property, your place of living. This full moon highlights the need to focus a little bit less on what's going on out there, out in the world, and focus more on your roots, your home, your family. This is going to change something. If you've been wanting to maybe make a move or change something involving your home, if you've been feeling really fed up or bored with your living situation in some way, this could provide an unexpected opportunity to make a change, or it could just cause you to feel so frustrated with your current circumstances that you have to rebel, you have to change something. This could be the push that you need that's being illuminated that causes you to make that big move, to renovate that room, to rearrange your furniture, or to just kick out that roommate or whatever, or maybe get a new roommate. This could be an energy too that shakes things up when it comes to your family, especially your relationship with your parents or your immediate family that you live with. This is an energy where something shocking can come up that is a complete surprise that can cause you to do a 180 and really have to change the way that you deal with your family, the way that you deal with your parents and your relationship with your parents, or the way that you just kind of interact or engage. This could actually be like a surprising new person or new presence that shows up in your home environment that comes about in a shocking or unexpected way. I mean, it could be something like an unplanned pregnancy for a very few, small, specific number of Aquarius people. This could even be like a new pet. This could be like a dog showing up at your door and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm taking you into my home, or like a visitor showing up unexpectedly and staying with you or something like that. So there could be a surprise coming to your door or coming to your home this week that you didn't really know was going to happen, and it could be disruptive. It could feel a little frustrating at first, but it's going to help to shake you out of your normal experience and your normal routines. For Pisces and for Pisces rising, this energy is happening in your 3rd house, which is the house of communication, connections with other people, vehicles, short distance travel, education, all sorts of different things. This is a week, especially at the end of this week and into the weekend, where you could have unexpected, very unusual, very bizarre experiences involving your immediate surroundings in your community, your neighbors in your neighborhood. You could have somebody showing up or doing something really surprising, like a neighbor doing something really weird or surprising, or there could be a community event that's really exciting or really unusual that shows up in some way. This is actually a good energy for Pisces, especially if you're a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, anywhere between 3 and 13 degrees, especially near that 8th degree, because this is going to be really trining your descendant or sextiling your sun, moon, or ascendant. And this is going to bring about unexpected communications, really shocking messages, unusual new ideas that will help you to shake things up and have a better experience and to change things in a positive way when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to the way that you engage with life, the way that you engage with the world. This could be an unexpected event that occurs involving a vehicle or a mode of transportation or a travel opportunity or experience. This could be something unexpected that comes up, or this need to change something when it comes to your mental state or your mindset around something. It's kind of like you've been stale or stuck or stagnant, thinking about the same things in the same ways and being really stubborn around your mentality for a lot of Pisces people. And this is going to cause you to open your eyes. It's going to awaken or illuminate something inside of you, or maybe it'll come from an outside source as well, that's going to cause you to have to change your mind about something. And that's going to be very disruptive to your current framework and your current sort of sense of self and your sense of perspective. But it's going to be received and experienced, I think, in a more positive way for Pisces. So it's kind of like it shatters a little bit of your mental paradigm around something. But once you understand and once you integrate these changes, it's going to really help a lot of things for you on a personal level and in your relationships. And this could bring an opportunity, a surprise opportunity, or to travel, or a surprise need to travel, or to kind of get away or spend time away from your immediate environment in some way, or change something about your immediate environment. And that's what's going on for Pisces and for Pisces rising. And so that's my forecast for all 12 signs. And next week, we're going to be talking a lot more about that Mercury square Saturn and Mercury stationing direct in square with Saturn. That energy is really starting this weekend, where we're going to be feeling a lot of mental blockages. Communication will be really slow. Mail could be really slow or blocked, or actually that whole week. That's interesting because we're having the elections here in the United States. A lot of people are doing mail-in ballots. This could be a week where, the mail system is really slow or really bogged down or really weighted on really heavily. And so packages and deliveries and messages are not getting through. But this is a week where, in general, messages are not coming through. In general, our plans are not coming to fruition. In general, our ability to express ourselves is limited in some way. And so it's going to feel, on a mental level especially, really frustrating. Mercury likes to move. Mercury likes to constantly be taking action, constantly be shifting and adjusting. And, Mercury is that winged messenger, and it's a very fast-moving planet. And so when Mercury and Saturn are combined in this way, it can feel very frustrating. This could also be a lot of mental fear or anxiety around expressing your opinions or saying what's on your mind, because you don't want to appear as somebody who's unintelligent or uninformed. And so you could hold a lot of things in that maybe need to be said, and that's okay. This maybe isn't the best time because you might be misunderstood, and this energy will continue throughout next week, but it'll start to pass, and then things will lighten up. Mercury will be direct, and you'll be able to express yourself more freely and have more confidence if that is the case for you. But that's a big energy that's going to be happening next week, and I'm going to be talking about that really in depth next Saturday, 9 a.m. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next astrology update or any of my astrology updates. And I'm wishing you all a really wonderful week, a really happy Halloween, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.